foremost, we want to give all honor, praise, and glory to
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Kakadash.
double honor to the apostle, the elders, and the evangelists who will teach well, and peace, love, and salutations to the men who be sitting there to keep this word sincere to the people. Once again, something I've been meditating on these last days. When Esau Edom, they try to run away from their judgment. They try to extend his kingdom, his wicked kingdom. It's like, you go out and commit all these crimes. That's what they told them. You got to get brought before the judge. They're going to have to read out their sentence before you go to trial. Unless you know all the atrocities what you're being accused of, what they do.
This is Proverbs chapter 22, verse 8. He who sows injustice will reap a harvest of trouble, and the rod of his wrath with which he oppresseth others will fail.
Like I say, you done sold iniquity. I forgot the back. Yeah. Like I said, you done sold iniquity ever since you done been in rulership. And that's the way you got this land, the wickedness. You came over here, you done ravaged, robbed, and murdered. And not just the natives, but everybody who you come across. And that's exactly how you're going to go down. You're going to go down with the same fire that you brought on these people.
It says, and the rod of his wrath with which he oppresseth others will fail.
It's going to fail you. All the ways that you done took over the world, they're going to fail you these last days. And that's why even with the grain of rice that you pushing out here, everybody onto it now. It ain't no way you can be sneaky with it. You can't be deceptive. Everybody know what you got going on and what your plan is. The prophet's been exposed to this for years, talking with the apostles and the elders. We brought this truth out.
When we keep going in, I got a few precepts. This is Sirach chapter 10, starting at verse 6. Don't be angry in the GNT. Don't be angry with someone for every little thing he does. Don't do anything out of injured pride. Arrogance and injustice are hatred both by the Lord and people. Injustice, arrogance, and wealth cause nations to fall from power, and others then rise to take their place.
And like I said, arrogance, America proud. And they proud of what they've done. Well, even Esau, they contradict themselves. They proud of it now, but they always try to go back and hide what they done did. They try to go back and take certain stuff out of the news, or take stuff off the news, or all this stuff online. That's why they want everything digital, so they can go back. Your brother had brought it out earlier, so they can go back and edit everything they want. They want to edit the person, they can do it. They want to edit the history, they can do it. They already tried to edit the prophets. They tried to, let's say, cover the faces of the judge there. They want to have complete control. They want to be on the same level as Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, but they ain't gonna never be there.
Let me read the next verse. It says, "We are only dust and ashes. What have we got to be proud of our body? Of our body decays even when we are alive."
Yeah, like I said, we know this. We know that we need Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. But Esau, they think they on the same level. Hey, they want to be higher than Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. And it's like they say, like I said, the arrogance. They saying his creation's not good enough. The animals he put here not good enough for the food. They come in with what they call it, not the GMO, but it's the 3D printed. They say they 3D print meat, and it's like now you don't even know what's real and what's fake. You looking on the back of something, like the simple thing, like the Lay's chips. It might be like potatoes and maybe one other thing with it, but now you gotta look at the back of something, and it's a whole paragraph. Like why, when you go to a restaurant, you gotta say 100% real beef. I ordered a steak, what it's supposed to be.
Right. Right. And just to add to your point, you can look, like you said, with the potato chips, like Lay's, you can look up how to make it. It's very simple on how to make it organically. But then, like you said, you actually take a bag of it and look in the back of it, you start seeing all these different ingredients. You try to figure out what does it make. So first of all, food, when you make food, there's a way to preserve it. chips, they got an expiration date. You would buy them one day, and they got a month and a half, till they expire. And it wasn't supposed to be made to be like that. That's why certain things you eat, like fruit, you can't bite it or start eating on it and leave it out. It spoils.
Right.
That was it on that.
And I'm just thinking about, meditating, like I say, they proud. And they won't get, even with that, I believe with them Lay's, even with Lay's, they still only got like 3 ingredients on the back. Like I say, you go and look at all this other stuff, like I say, it's a whole paragraph, steak, paragraph. And you don't know what's real and what's not. So we gotta try to, of course we in captivity, and we gotta get the best of what we can get. But when we be back in rulership, when how about you now trying to say everything right, you ain't gonna have to worry about that.
You said pride.
Yeah, I said pride.
They were proud, right?
Like back in the day, you could eat something and had, a nice taste to it, But now, none of it ain't got no taste to it. You can't even taste it. You really can't even taste an apple when you eat an apple, or orange or something. It take, what's my name, wait.
They done sucked everything dry. They done been going around the world. They done sucked everything dry.
Yeah.
And that's why they have to come with these GMOs and these 3D, 4D printed meats. They done ruined everything.
Verse 10. A long illness puzzles the doctor. Well, I'm going to read that in the KJV. Verse 10, it says, the physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is the king, and he that is a king today, like he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die.
And I just thought about that. You said the illness, the physician in the illness. I was talking to a sister yesterday. They come to find out my father had cancer, but he has cancer. Prostate cancer or something. Yeah. I got to think about the first thing I told him. Because I think they said they found out he was already in like stage 4. They're probably too late now, but it's all in the hands shot. But advice I can give you, he got to change his diet. It's just a build up of sales. Right. You gotta, he gonna have to change to like mostly herbs and whatever else can go along with it. Like, and I got to talking to her about like Dr. Seepy. We had men like that. They knew how to work with the body and what worked with it and what goes with what. Because he know that what the first thing they gonna do. Because she said she ain't gonna see him for a while. So I'm like, it's in the chemo. Like everybody goes to chemo for that. That be the first thing they think about. They don't ever think about. They don't ever think about like changing your diet. How did I get to this point? Even with that, we didn't have no damn chemo back in the day. What's chemo? Yeah, back in the ancient world, we had physicians. We ain't had no chemotherapy and stuff back then. All we had was the land. We lived off the land. But Esau got it now. They say they coming with their technology and their ways. Even with now, like I said, they sucked everything dry. And they continue. They doubling down now. I just thought about them data centers and how much water it takes. I said they charge you all this money for water, and now they got the residents get ready to foot the bill. And they say the residents and they water bill like triple. And I think the one video I saw, it was Esau. They said, we didn't ask them to move here. Why I got to pay the bill for it?
Right.
But they don't give a damn about that. They giving them something they didn't ask for and making them pay for it.
That's how he oppressed the people.
Right.
That's just further oppression. It ain't nothing you can do about it, because he got the whole system rigged to where he control everything, and if you try to oppose him, he just gonna cut you off. He gonna force you into submission, or else he can really just delete you. And when nobody rides, because when Edomites get killed, ain't nobody rides in a march or anything. It's only mainly when Jake, when it happened to Jake. But even when it happened to Jake, Jake will ride, they'll march, and then they'll calm down. And it's forgotten about. It's buried in history. You don't even think about it no more.
Yeah, because ain't nobody worried about George Floyd no more. Ain't nobody worried about Trayvon Martin. They'll bring them up every now and then, but I said they get hyped up with their emotions. Jake, so their pack mentality. And then like I say it's on by the wayside.
Yeah. It's over with. One thing about what you were
saying when you were talking about whomever was sick with cancer, one of the things they got to change in their diet is stop eating meat.
Because they're most of vegetable herbs.
Yeah. Meat is probably 90% of our sickness. You know, because they put all kind of stuff, other kind of chemicals to make whatever animal it is to grow fast and to produce fast. So, you know, meat is something I'm probably cut back on quite a bit. Certain animals, like whales, stuff like that.
Well, just like let's say a pescatarian diet.
Verse 11, when a person dies, all he then possesses is worms, flies, and maggots. That becomes the point. It says pride has its beginning with when a person abandons the Lord, his maker. Pride is like a fountain pouring out sin, and whoever persists in it will be full of wickedness. That is why the Lord brought terrible punishments on some people and completely destroyed them.
And even with that, you got speaking on that pride. America got pride money. And like you say, it's like a fountain of sin. Of course, you see it every day. They got a whole month pretty much dedicated to sin now.
Right.
And they didn't, even with that, they done took the symbol of the Most High said he wasn't gonna flood the earth no more and turn it into something abominable. So they got everything upside down now.
And then too, this go like back to the origins of Esau, because this is what the Lord told Esau in the he wasn't Esau at the time. He was Cain. That's what he told Cain in the very beginning. You know, when it came time for Cain and Abel to present their offerings to the Lord, and the Lord accepted Abel, but he rejected Cain, and Cain was upset. The Lord came and checked him like, "What you upset for? You know, you already knew what I told you, what I wanted, and if you don't do what I tell you to do, then you're gonna be overwhelmed by sin. That's gonna be your master. You got to do whatever your master tells you." So basically, the Lord was telling him, "Look, if you don't obey me and follow me, you abandon wisdom. You're gonna be a servant and a slave to sin your whole life. You're gonna be that. That's gonna be your road." And what was Cain's response after that? You know, he went and talked with Abel and killed him. You know, he didn't like what the Lord had to say, and he envied Abel. So, like it said, pride is the beginning when a person abandons the Lord, the Maker. You know, because Adam taught his children, like he taught Eve. That's why Eve knew what not to do in the beginning. Because it don't say where the Lord told Eve not to eat of the fruit of the tree, of good and evil. He said he told Adam, and Adam taught his family. So, you know, this was the beginning orders of Esau. So like the brother going into, this is his whole nature. Ready for it this time. It should be good. But if it keep falling,
his ways on people, you know, and how he wants things to go. So, you know, what's coming next? His destruction. You know, and what's gonna follow after that? We're gonna follow along with that. 2/3 of our people are gonna destroy because they believe in pride and believe in Esau and his system.
Right. So they come with it, trying to have it to where I say do this, you don't do it, you don't eat. You can't buy, you can't sell. They try to put the squeeze on them. So they just won't let nobody be sorry. Like you say, you got a child abuse, so they won't leave nobody alone. And like I say, they go around the whole world, messing with everybody else. They can't never just be at home. They can't never just sit still. Want to go? You see somebody playing like a kid now. You see a child playing with somebody, they want to go play with it. They'll take it from them.
Take the grass too.
And then get mad when the daddy or the parents come by. Nah, you won't
Just like when I was getting down there, I dropped my wife off to pick up her car. And as I was turning out onto the frontage road, this Edomite was coming out of Office Depot area, you know, and he riding in a brand new Ram truck, you know, and he got in front of me. I mean, you know, when he got in front of me, I'm like, right, it's like this, you know. So as we went under the bridge to come back south, you know, he driving all slow. And so I hopped over and passed him and jumped back in front of him. So as we coming on down, we got stopped right there on side drive. And so he wouldn't pull up to, because he parked back here at the light. And then as the light changed, he gunned me. And, you know, just started trying to come over on me. And I got on the horn, you know, and he got back over. So as I was passing him, I turned and made a frown on my face like, you know. But I'm telling you, if he would have hit me, you know, this is the Lord that put the spirit on me, I was going to whoop his ass. Because he did that on purpose. You know, excuse my French, but, you know, it was just, you know, that was pride that he had. You know, he did that on purpose. You know, so one of y'all would have had to come bail me out.
Bro, you got tested today.
I mean, you know, stuff like that is you know, I didn't, you know, the jumping in front of me, I let that go. I got around him and went on. But when he tried to, like, run me into the curb,
Right.
you know, I wasn't going to let that slide.
And an article just popped up on my phone. It says Trump issues World War III warning.
I had seen something. I seen something about that the other day. I forgot exactly what it was named. I ain't click on it to read it. But it was like a regular person. I'm like, y'all talking about where it don't feel like Christmas Eve or Christmas, like shit, we on the brink of war. Y'all talking about I forgot what it was. It was something that was a hot topic for the last few days. They were like, man, we get ready to go to war. Y'all talking about this? Like it's in front of everybody now.
Right.
And then I think Europe, it was one of American allies, now considering her European leaders announced enemy of United States.
I ain't read it. It was on, I think it was on Facebook.
My wife read an article to me last night where Trump made a statement that, you know, he was pissed off about something. He said, this might be your last Christmas. You know, and it made me think about that Queen of England made that statement some years back.
Oh, yes.
You know, this very well may be the last Christmas. We were trying to figure that out. So, you know, most high might be finna let things pop up, you know, to where chaos is everywhere. But I noticed that, you know, going through the neighborhood, there was not a lot of stuff out like you would normally see after Christmas.
Right.
Boxes and different things, you know, so you can tell the Most High has really put a number on this Christmas spirit.
Right. Sure. Sure.
Yeah, they had all this stuff going on for Christmas.
Yeah.
Ready to catch up on the bills.
Yeah.
And like I said, they sucked the merch out this place, man. We were talking about that before you walked up, how they say people talking about it don't feel the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it don't. You know, like I said, we talking about, like I said, they got it now. We were talking about the kids too, the children. Like we had something for Christmas. Everybody got a bike.
Right.
Somebody had made shared something. It's like, man, these kids lame, man. Today, I would have been outside. My bike would always been broke.
Yeah.
They be on tablets playing the games. Of course, we did too. We still spent the fair share of our time outside. What they say, getting our strong bones and building our immune system. Well, everybody be sick and stuff now. Everybody be inside up under that artificial light in front of the TV. And people say the time has changed. Even now. It's supposed to be, this time it's supposed to be 20 degrees. It was 80 degrees of it.
Yeah, here, long sleeve, short sleeve shirts.
That was an article too. In Clinton, I just came from Clinton Wednesday, picking up some stuff. But two kids got to fight in Clinton. They said they just pretty much ramshacked the store, brother and sister.
Up in Walmart.
Up for Walmart.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And one of them was disrespecting the mom. I don't know which one it was, but that was the fight was about. You know, so you can only imagine the mom was trying to get something for them. They didn't want it, and they got into it about it.
Yeah. So even with that, they brought you up to prison. They say it's all about the children. You see it all over the place. People just they wait for their children to open up the few gifts they got. They try to go to the club. When they say that's what the kids. I ain't never seen that many people in the club in the prison. It ain't the same no more. Broke? Oh no.
But all they could afford was to go to the club.
Yeah, like Trump took that with the other order one where they don't with that voucher they give them women the daycare voucher.
Yeah.
A lot of women in town they still had to pay daycare this year. You know, a lot of them have to pay that daycare. Out of pocket, yeah.
Insurance going up.
Yeah.
Obamacare. Then it took the exemption for kids from. You know, so
Yeah, Section 8. Some of them got took off of Section 8 this year, going out this year at the end.
Right.
They have to pay their full rent. They can't pay the full rent, they got to get out.
you know, Jody gonna get a lot of phone calls.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. You got a man that laying around, I don't know how long he's gonna be there.
Nah, it's going to be a lot of homeless.
Yeah,
Homeless
a lot of
people got
homeless,
right there. These men, they done with these women.
Yeah.
A lot of men, they done with them. They ain't finna be taking care of these women.
Yeah.
And because everybody feeling them, feeling the heat.
It's hard on me too. What you talking about? Pay your rent.
Yeah. A lot of them feeling the heat. And these men know these women don't have nothing to offer. They can't bring, because a lot of women, they don't know how to cook, clean, wash. We know that, but you got some that know how to do it. But they don't know how to actually be a man's piece and how to actually be compatible with a man. That whole compatibility has been disconnected between man and woman. And then on top of that, for a man to actually want to take in a woman and deal with her, have her under his household, you got to have some type of connection. You ain't finna just take no random person and just deal with them just because they a warm body or they can cook and clean. Like they got to bring something to the table to benefit you. Because men nowadays, they can take care of themselves, cook, clean, or find food, do whatever they need to do for themselves. So a lot of women, they finna, and then on top of that, women got children. So that makes it even harder for a lot of women to actually get with a man.
Yeah.
So a lot of women, they finna be homeless. The ones that don't call, like you said, that call and beg for men, because it is gonna happen. But a lot of men ain't gonna take them in. So they gonna hands out.
You don't want to have to deal with you calling him and you already have $40,000 in debt, and now he's trying to bail you out. You want him to bail you out.
Making stuff like that too. A little funny, little skits and stuff. Like he had called, he got on the phone with a girl. He had picked up, he said hello. He said, yeah,